Take it away, Dawna.
All right, welcome. Thank you everyone for coming. We have special guest Karen from Cookeville Electric here, and also Megan Keene, who's our energy services consultant, who helps us a lot in all things of energy services and programs and other programs at TVA. So we're going to start, and today it's just going to be a conversation. I know it looks like I'm going to be teaching, but don't think that you're going to get a test or anything like that. So if you can hold your questions toward the end so that we can answer questions, and then Karen may be able to answer some questions for local power company, or at least take those questions back and get answers for you. So, all right, so here's the agenda today, welcoming you, and then I want to talk a little bit about public power and our mission at TVA. How to save energy is the main part, and then we'll talk a little bit about rebates as we go through, and then I'll be asking you to complete the workshop survey, front and back. Tell me how well I did or whatever. Just put DA as the facilitator, presenter for the workshop, but I'll need that back because I'll need an address to ship your kit to you, your workshop home energy kit to you. And you'll get a free energy home kit back to you, and then I'll have another option that's in your folder, and it's the DIY home energy assessment. If you do the QR code there, or I think the link's here also, where you can reach out to Karen, you just fill out that survey, that information, and you have to have an email with that, but they can send you a kit there.
And the two kits are different, just so you all know. Like the one you would get for today comes with a little bit of like weather stripping and well, Karen's probably got the stuff up there, duct tape and stuff like that. The one with the DIY comes more with like light bulbs and I don't know what you call them, the foam inserts you put behind like electric plugs and things like that. It comes with a $10 Home Depot card too. So two different ways to kind of, for us to be able to help you all save money and save on energy.
That was really, anyway.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. No, perfect. Thank you. All right. So we're going to talk about what is public power, and that is what TVA is, along with all our local power companies that serve the Valley, Tennessee Valley, and that includes Cookeville. And so the whole thing about public power is it makes a difference. And how many are aware that we are non-profit? That's Cookeville. That's awesome. And the reason we're not for profit is because we're here to serve the customers in the community here. Other utilities are known as investor-owned, and they are profit and they sell stock. 61% of electric providers are publicly owned utilities, and only 25% of the nation's electric customers are served by public power and co-ops. So that's us, and so we're very fortunate. Just to show you a little bit about what we do as the wholesale generator and seller of power for the Valley. We're the largest public power supplier, and part of our mission involves providing power for current needs and in future needs. And so you're going to see real quickly how we have changed over time, and that is we serve all the businesses and industries in the 7 states that we serve territory. We're not all of 7 states, we're all of Tennessee, but the surrounding states around us, there's portions. But with all that being said, we do an integrated resource plan where we figure out what our customers want and what our future needs are, and it's a long analysis and stuff, but we ask that it's a framework to plan out, and we do it every so many years, and we just did one this year and got input. So anytime we do that, go to the TVA website and type in IRP, and you should be able to pull up past and current information about that. But anytime there is a time for you to do, we ask for input from the public. Feel free to go to those events or put in information, because that's how we, along with Cookeville, learn what the public wants, what type of energy they want. So just to show you, things have changed from 2007. We had a lot of coal and no renewable, no energy efficiency. We changed, and because of public wanting that, and it was also advantageous to keep the rates low. We did a better mix, makes us more resilient. We started increasing, got some little bit of renewable, a little bit of EE, and as you see, our coal started going down, and we are now currently 25% coal and still 3% renewable. But as it expands in the group, we try to keep it close to that and increase that as we can. And we just keep keeping the mix going. And as you can see, we have a reduction in carbon, 63% up to 2021. We've had that, but our goal is to go even 80% in 2035. So once again, we work together with you, and you are part of that solution. So anytime that Cookeville, or we ask you to kind of, when there's really big weather extremes or anything, we ask that, you know, please, if we say conserve energy, please do that, because you're helping us handle some of those big peaks and changes that occur, and we appreciate it. But together we keep our power system strong, and that includes you. All right, so now we're gonna talk about how to save energy. So as you see, our energy consumption breakdown, a lot of it is heating and cooling, you know, in the winter and in the summer, because, and a lot of that is also handling the moisture and the humidity. And the next part, most of our energy is 20% of that is water heating, and then you can see laundry and dishwashing and others coming through. And then here, where's your money going? This is assuming, like, for instance, your dryer is on 6 hours a week, you're gonna spend $104 there. This is just average consumption. Your refrigerator continuous, 36 hours a week, $30. So this is kind of what you would pay, just an assumption for the year of what your bill kind of breaks down to over the year. This is to let you know about TVs. You know, most people have a 50-inch TV. That's average is 55-inch TV. Here's the different types, from plasma, those big giant ones, to the more smaller LED and LCD. So as you can see, that it matters if you leave it on 36 hours per week, and if you're bad like me, I leave it on for my cats. So they get to watch TV, and I'm paying money for it. So, but anyway, this is just to show you that this is kind of what it costs you to leave it on for 36 hours a week. And just to let you know, your monthly energy consumption, electric consumption, kind of ebbs and flows based on the month, what in the weather, and, you know, reach out to your local power company. They often have a budget or levelized billing option sometimes, so if you can reach out to that, so then you have a continuous bill of, you know what that bill is going to be. Otherwise you pay the fluctuation, which is what I do, but some people choose to just say, I want to know what I'm going to pay each month, and so they can come up with a levelized budget, like a payment plan of just straightforward. You know your bill's always going to be at $80 a month or something. That might mean you're paying a little bit more in October, but later you won't pay more than the normal. So they just figure out what that is. We ask that you, heating AC, the biggest thing of this is that heating and AC is our biggest use of energy, and including water heaters, and we want today teach you a little bit about just, it's your choices, and there's no judgment there, but we just want you to think about what choices you make in energy use, like going to the grocery store and your bill, and you're often choosing between ground beef or steak. So with that being said, I sometimes eat steak and sometimes I eat ground beef, so we're asking you to consider that and decide that. So how many of you put your, in the winter, put your thermostat on 68? Okay, 70, 72, 74. We ask that you put your thermostat on 68, and as you see, the higher you increase it, that you're choosing between, you know, from up to 70, you've got a 6% approximate increase in your bill, but that's still kind of ground beef. But as you go up to 74 and keep it warmer in the winter, you're going for steak, and you just see those costs. Same thing for summer, except it's a little different in the temperature. How many of you put your thermostat on 70? 72?
Actually it's 72.
Okay, 74, 76, 78. All right, we recommend 78. Now, no judgment if you don't, but I'm going to tell you a few things that will make it easier for you to enjoy and maybe raise that thermostat a little bit. But as you can tell, the choice again is the cooler you make it in your house in the summer, on your thermostat, the more it increases. So you're just choosing whether you're going to have steak or ground beef. So some people, we have a smart thermostat that we encourage people to often get a smart thermostat. It helps. You can use it with an app on your phone, but even that, just what you adjust even in your home, it learns how to optimally, how you like it, so it will adjust as you adjust it, and you can usually have an app that you can adjust it to. It's convenient for you. Also, it figures it out, and so it starts figuring out and adjusting times, and you can set it to change like an hour before you get home. You can start making it go down and stuff. One thing I do tell you is that when you, and with these savings, you could get about 8% on heating. That's about $50 a year if you're just setting that and leaving that. So here again, turn up your thermostat as high as possible in hot weather, and turn it down in the winter a little bit. Put a sweater or vest on and a little blanket. In the summer, also put a fan on where you are. Now turn it off when you leave, because it's meant to keep your skin cool, and it makes you feel it's cooler, 4 degrees cooler, by you sitting under a fan. But when you're not there, turn it off, because it's about you feeling cooler, not necessarily making the room that much cooler. Also, when you change your thermostat, we ask you to turn it down. Like if you're changing that, don't turn it like it's 70 and you want to turn it up to 74. Don't turn it all the way to 74. Turn it from 70 to 71. Let it get to there. Then from 71 to 72, like adjust it so that you're not trying to use a lot of power and all that at that one time. It'll just adjust, and you'll save power that way also, because it's not going to get any warmer any time faster than it's going to take to get there. It's just that you're going to be using a lot more power trying to get there. We also say keep electronics away from any things that generate heat. Close your doors and windows so you're not heating, cooling the outside, and also keep your vents clear. We also ask you to replace your filters, ideally every month, but I sometimes do it 2 or 3 months. It just depends on how it gets. And I have really bad allergies, so I get the real thick ones, but you don't have to. The regular thinner ones work just as fine. I get the thicker ones just because I have hairballs and cat hair and everything going on around, so I use those, and I have really bad allergies, so I use the more thicker ones, but that doesn't change, and in fact it probably makes it a little harder for my HVAC to function because it's a thicker filter. But keep it clear. I've seen people put their sofas in front of stuff, the air exchange where the air goes in, and so intake. Be sure to clear those so that air can circulate, and it can also get the cold and hot air so it can actually function. Again, maintenance, they say monthly. Do a checkup at least once a year, ideally twice a year. Check your ductworks and keep all your vents and return grills open. There is a rebate for tune-ups that is offered TVA Energy Right with your local power company. A new HVAC system, the higher the CO2 rating, you know, that's just the way they call it, right? SEER 2, don't need to worry about it. A QCN contractor, your contractor's gonna know that, and I butterfingered it. But that just tells you how efficient the unit is. And there are rebates for new heat pump installations if you need to get a new unit or decide to get a new unit. And the importance of that is average air conditioner unit is about 15 years, and we also a quality contractor network, QCNs, can help you ensure that your HVAC is sized right. That matters, you know, because if they don't size it right, then it will overdo it, and it costs you more money, and also it causes some issues. So that's why we ask you to use a QCN member. But Cookeville can help you with questions and stuff like that. Common duct problems are in your system in your house is a leaky duct connection where it just leaked. Some of your return leaks where it curves, changes. Furniture blocks those register, as I was saying. I keep hitting that button, sorry. And filter slots and duct tape failures. One of the problems of it is your ducts insulation or supply leaks, kinks in there. Like I have some of those old, my unit has some of those collapsible kind of, they're not the hard metal, they're more the cushy kind of things. And I noticed when they were building my place, I came and looked, they were, you know, put a band around it and it was crushing it, so a lot of the air was not getting through, and so I'd get on to them about that. So sometimes that happens, kinks. But any of those things, as we're going to show you about get your ducts inspected to ensure there are no gaps, and that happens over time, and that's what a QCN member can help you with. As you can see before, you don't have any mastic, it's just there, so there's some areas and gaps you can see just where air would infiltrate or go out. That's the mastic that they would paint on and seal those ducts. It is not duct tape. Do not consider this. It is a special mastic tape, and they will use that. If your ducts have this, there's a problem because it's going to come off and probably pull stuff. But anyway, don't freak out. You can get a contractor out there to look at that. So we also have free home energy evaluations where they can come in and look at your house as an entirety and figure out what gaps and upgrades you might need. We also have rebates on attic and wall insulation, but the home acts like a whole body, you know, like you need in the winter, you need your hat for keep the heat on in your head, you know, on your head. Same thing with attic insulation, even in summer, it needs to keep things insulated and your walls and everything like that. So next thing is second thing that would like you to take away with you at second highest energy cost is water, in particular hot water. You can see what water use is: tub, showers, faucets, washing machine. Any kind of leak is pretty big. But in winter, please drip when it's extreme temperature, please drip your water so that you can not have burst pipes. But each American on average, according to the EPA, is 82 gallons of water a day. Through all the things we do in our life, we use about that much each. So check your leaks and drips, turn off the tap, take baths with no more than 6 inches of water. I grew up with some old-fashioned grandparents who really pushed that 6 inches of water. I now eat steak when it comes to my showers, and I take longer showers, but we say ideally 3 to 5 minute showers max is a good way to save money. Run your dishwasher when it's full, and also use the washing machine when it's full, and washing cold. Most detergents, everything works well today with just using cold water. Your clothes are still going to get clean and be fine in cold water. So again, how long do you shower? 3 minutes? 5? 6 to 8. All right. 9 to 10? Anybody higher? I'm the bad guy. I do 10 minutes. That's my therapy. So I eat steak all the time when I have a shower. So no judgment on anyone, but I know my parents used to scream about that. But we do recommend you to do that. Do as short of showers as you can. And the reason we say that is because if, say for example, one way to do this is get a low flow shower head. An example is your current shower head probably gives you about 5 gallons of water per minute. So let's say 1,000 gallons gives you 20 showers. If you get an aerated shower head, and that doesn't mean that you get a trickle of water, you still have good flow and pressure. It's just that you're just not expending that much water. And if you notice, when you're in the shower, most of that water is going down the drain anyway. So I keep trying to tell myself that, but I still haven't gone there. But if you want to be better than me on that, feel free to get you an aerated shower head, and they come in different colors and different types, and even with massage and all that other stuff with it. But that's 2.5 gallons per minute. So with one of these aerated shower heads, you could get 40 showers for the same amount of water. So again, that is your choice to eat ground beef or steak. We also talk about like heat pump water heaters. They're about 10 to 15 years average lifespan. You spend about $400 to $600 on water heating annually, probably more if you're me taking those longer showers. But if you change out to an Energy Star heat pump water heater, you could save up to about 50% on annual savings, and that's about probably $375 per year in your bill. Another is air sealing, is eliminate drafts by caulking all interior holes. Use foam sealant and do your doors and windows and baseboards, attic insets, any floor penetrations, other areas, and you can save up to $52 a year. Caulk is pretty inexpensive, and you can see the holes vary throughout your house, but and this also, you need to check that every year. Just check, because it just, if you have, like for instance, some of my windows that are facing where the heat is coming in from the sun, it gets dried out, and so you often I have to fix that every year. This is like an attic access area, and it's like just an open door to the outside, because that is usually not insulated. We encourage you to insulate that, put the paper against the area facing the interior of the house, and the insulation part facing outward toward the outside, and that way it's like covering that up and weather stripping that to help keep that from having airflow in and out and infiltration. We also request, I tell you to do foam sealers on your light switches. Those are inexpensive, and they're in one of the kits. And all it is you first turn the power off, and then take your faceplate off your light switches or your plug-ins, put that little foam thing in, and then put that back over the cover back over and screw it back in. They're flame retardant. They also ideal for an outdoor wall. So like if you're coming in the front door and you've got some light switches and some plug-in areas on the outside wall there, start with those walls first, and then we also encourage you, if you would, that keeps air from flowing in as much. You can actually put your hand there in the winter and feel the cold. And you can get the safety plugs, outlet plugs that you use for kids, safety, and even stick those in so there's not a lot of air coming in on those outside walls. So, pretty inexpensive things to do. Here we talked about air sealing, and there's some rebates there at $300, but as you can see, when anybody's building a house, they make the hole a lot bigger than it needs to be to just push those pipes and those things through. So they often leave those gaps. Even if they put a little cover over it, it's still, there's the gap there, it's just a cover, so it looks pleasing, but if you pull that back under your sink in your bathrooms and stuff, you'll see those holes. Fill those in with some of that spray foam. Also, reduce air leakage around your windows and your doors and window frames. Here's how you weather strip. You basically get the little strip, and there should be some weather stripping in the kit. It's just peel it back, press it against there, and press it in, and you should be fine. And you periodically have to change that out and replace it. Even in your windows, there's a thing called pile, which is I say pile, but it's probably pile, but it's just a thin weather strip that when you close your window, you see it's real thin. Those also get worn out, so replace those at times. The biggest thing is it keeps also these holes in these air sealing things we're telling you about. It's not only just saving energy and saving you money, but it's also keeping infiltration out, like bugs and critters. And the way you know with your door and window is just look back and shut your door, light streaming through, you can see the gaps. We encourage you to use LED bulbs because it's 75% less energy they use, and they last about 25 times longer, a little more expensive. But then again, incandescent bulbs, you may still be able to get those, but they're no longer in the market. You may have some people, third parties or somewhere still have those, or you may still have them, but we encourage you to replace those out with LED bulbs. I'm not going to show you a lighting demonstration today, whoops. So just to show you, energy consumption has been increased so much by what we use, gadgets we use. I remember growing up, I was born in the 70s, so yeah, we only had a radio and a little TV. Junior high and stuff, elementary school, 80s and stuff, we got those boom box, woohoo, but there wasn't many things that used a lot of power. But as you can see, it started increasing huge, and now in the 20s, you've got 3 TVs and 3 or 4 monitors in your house, 3 or 4 computers, game systems, all different electronics, all different wonderful gadgets for the kitchen, because we all want our perfect coffee. Anyway, so think about that, and one thing we do ask is that you start unplugging some of these things because you have phantom load. Some of these items continue to use power even when they're not on. So we, for instance, your phone cord, which I'm very guilty of, and I put it in I have it all over my house because I can't keep up with it. So I just have them plugged up. So I eat steak with that, but we encourage you, if you want to save money, unplug those. We call that phantom load, sometimes vampire load, but it's just really power that draws on standby load. The phone cord things, they are using the same amount of power whether your phone is plugged up or not. So unplug them. I try to tell myself that, but I always forget. Other appliances, visually inspect your home and go around and unplug stuff you don't need plugged up. Nationally, we probably use about 43 billion kilowatt hours of electricity is wasted each year just by this low level energy use, this phantom load. For an average homeowner, that's $28. Well, that's $28 to go to the grocery, or some other thing for yourself. Cell phones, 10 billion cell phones in the world, for 8 billion people, and imagine how many phone cords are plugged in, and it's usually about $1.60 or more when plugged in. So we ask to unplug your cell phone chargers. And together, it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but together it makes a big difference. And again, just like we talk about public power, we're in this together, so let's work together to help everyone out. So there's advanced power strips you can get that are cost effective, that allow you to plug things in, and some things aren't on. Now this is a regular power strip, that you could have your stuff plugged in and then just turn it off. Now there are the advanced power strips would be, for instance, like maybe 1 or 2 plugs are the main things, like maybe you plug in your cable box and then you put your TV on the subsidiary ones. the secondary ones and other things, or even your computer stuff, so that if your computer's on, you have it plugged in there, then your monitors will come on and use that. But if your computer's not on, then they're not drawing power. Same thing with your cable box. If it's not, it may be on, but until you put your TV on, then maybe the other stuff won't come on and stuff. So there are advanced power strips you could get and use for that. We ask you to also recycle your old refrigerator. Don't do like my parents did, who not only had a second refrigerator when we got the new one, you know, we still kept that avocado green refrigerator. They also had a really old mustard, I think, colored freezer that maybe your grandmother had. And so older refrigerators and freezers use a lot more energy. Just let them take it off. You know, like you get your new refrigerator, Energy Star, whatever, and let them take the other one off and recycle, do whatever. Otherwise, you're just using a lot more power there. So we ask you to do that, and ideally look for an Energy Star when you do replace your appliances. Again, we ask that there's the do-it-yourself DIY home energy assessment that I talked about that's in your folder, that you can use the QR code. You just click using the camera or go to energyright.com or Cookeville Electric, but there is a website location there, and fill that out if you got an email, and you can get another kit. Use our quality contractor network. Find a contractor. There may be financing available dependent on your area, you just have to see with your local power company if it is available. Home energy evaluation, have them come out and see what you might need to do, and they'll give you a list of things that could make your house more energy efficient. So we made it easier. That again, the DIY home energy assessment, you can get, it's about a $50 kit with $10 home improvement. It's a home improvement store, which is Home Depot currently, a gift card there, and you can do all that on your own pace. Find a contractor, complete the upgrade, and claim your rebate. It's as simple as that. Some of these rebates, if you do some like air sealing, attic insulation, things like that for your home. Here's the rebates. That rebate sheet is also in your folder that we're handing out. And you can also get it from your local power company or from TVA, energyright.com, that you can go and it'll show you the rebates. So we're gonna see if you've paid attention, and we're gonna do some true false real quick. True or false, turning the heat all the way up makes your home heat faster. True or false?
False.
Okay, I can't trick you guys. Okay, true or false, leaving all the vents in your home open saves energy. True or false?
True.
Man, you guys are smart. True or false, leaving a ceiling fan on in an unoccupied room, that means nobody's in there, keeps the room cool.
False.
True or false? Wow, okay, true or false, low flow shower heads decrease your water usage up to 50%. True or false?
True.
Awesome. True or false, it's more important to turn off the lights than the TV when you leave the room. Might be tricky. False. Turn off both, but your TV uses a lot more energy, especially if you've got those LED bulbs in. An LED bulb now gives you probably 4 times, you could put in 4 or 5 bulbs in that room versus the old incandescent bulb. So the energy use, you could have 5 bulbs of LED bulbs versus 1 old incandescent in a certain room, and they all be on, and they would still use less energy than that 1 bulb of incandescent. But yes, turn lights and TV off, but you know, I'm bad at that, leaving it on. True or false, 2 identically built houses right next to each other should use the same amount of energy.
False.
All right. True or false, I should contact my local power company which is Cookeville Electric, to get started on saving energy. True or false?
No, you guys are not big with Cookeville Electric. Are you with Cookeville?
I don't know.
So you have like a credit line.
Okay, well,
But it's the same.
if it's not Cookeville Electric, you contact who your local power company is.
I assume that's what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't
well,
know there was a big difference.
there's a lot of people that they'll call in and I'm like, who's your power company? And they're like, we don't know. I'm like, who do you pay your bill to? I don't know. I'm like, okay. So I try to help them, but anyways. But so TVA provides power to Upper Cumberland, Cookville Electric, so we all are kinda under the same, all the different rebates and,
We're all here to help, no matter.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're here to help. When in doubt, just go to TVAenergyright.com and they can help you out. And there's usually a phone number too that you can call and we'll help you figure some things out. So again, in your folder, we've got information about weather stripping, kind of shows you how to do that. Spray foam, again, that's definitely important for those gaps under your kitchen sink and your bathroom sinks and stuff, where the pipes come in areas. Keeps critters out too, not just air flow. And then lighting, talks about the difference in lighting. Again, just think about it, warm light is if you wanna hang out in your bedroom and chill, and then brighter light, task lighting, goes toward bright light, and of course my favorite is daylight. I love light, so I usually have my house blazing when I'm trying to work or anything so I can see things. And then HVAC system maintenance, and then caulking information. So if you could, we're open to questions. I'll try to answer, Megan will try to answer questions, and so will Karen, and then but if you could fill out your workshop survey front and back and turn that in, and then we have some goodies we can give away too. So, any questions? And then, or you can use your phone. And these are the items that are going to be in your kit. There's caulk, spray foam, weather stripping, those gaskets, socket sealers I was talking about that you put on the outside of your wall, LED light bulbs, window sealer kit, and a night light. So you don't leave a light on, you can just have a night light on so you can see to go to the bathroom or wherever you want, or if you're getting out in the kitchen so you can get some water. So anyway, so that is what we have today.
I have a couple of questions. You mentioned using a TVA certified contractor to do the energy evaluation of your home.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a list of those people on a website, or how do you know that a contractor? I have somebody coming in Friday for a reason, but I wonder
So
if I
if
should.
you go to energyright.com,
Energy,
right?
RIGHT?
Yes, ma'am. .com, and then go to where it says like residential.
Uh-huh.
You can go there and it'll have listings of contractors, so it depends upon what kind of work you might wanna do. So if you're looking at air sealing, you can look for contractors, it'll ask your zip code, and it'll give you a listing. And it'll what it tries to do is it tries to say, hey, here's some folks in Cookville, and then it kinda goes feathers out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find listings on there, and you can look for your contractor.
Okay.
So with them, then they can help you, like with getting, because then they can install it, and we have them go through specific training so that we know they're to a certain standard, and they can do the rebates.
Okay, so first of all, they can do the evaluation for free, but they can give me a quote to.
Two different things. For the contractor, that is specifically for if you wanna do any of these rebates and have work done. On that let me find the
Well, I'm asking, is the evaluation, like, here's my list of things I should fix, and then
Yes.
I look for a different vendor to do the work that's
Right.
also TVA certified.
Right.
And
Yes,
there's
ma'am.
the program to get all the rebates. Okay.
Yeah, so for the evaluation itself, that's totally aside from contractors, everything else. Let me find the phone number and I'll tell you what it is. It's 1-855-237-2673. And for folks online, that's if you want someone to come to your home, what they'll do is they'll do a home energy evaluation, and like Dawna said, they'll look at from, top to bottom, your head down to your toes, from your attic to your basement, and then give you kind of, an idea of what you could do in your home to save money. It may say, hey, you need more attic insulation. Hey, have you thought about, you have leaks in your ductwork? You've got air blowing into the attic rather than going through your house. Have you thought about, sealing this? So it'll kind of give you a report and give you some information of where to go next. And then also on that website, which is energyright.com, you can go and find a contractor if you're interested in doing that work. And then we have some rebates that come behind that. If you do that work, you can potentially get, a couple $100, like if you do attic insulation, things like that.
Do they evaluate your heating and air conditioning system as part of that energy thing? My house was built 2007,
Okay.
and so the heating air thing is that old.
Well, if it's 2007, are you having any issue? I'm not I'm not a contractor.
I had one blade break, but I have the winter and
I don't know if
summer
they actually
eval.
I don't think they get down to the.
No, they
level
just
of
put in
detail.
the age and they just kind of tell you that probably by the certain time frame you might be thinking of, but as long as you're maintaining it,
I do
you're
the
fine, yeah, you should be,
twice a year thing,
yeah.
cause I've run into problems before. Shoot, I had what was the name, what was it called, Energy Star, or Energy The star rating, what was the name of? what's that?
Energy Star for
Energy Star?
appliances,
Yeah.
yeah, and you see that, it's usually, it'll show a yellow sticker, says Energy Star, like on your refrigerators, washers and dryers, and that's a Department of Energy
Yeah, it's a federal.
designation, and it's pretty much on most appliances and things that you can get, so.
It just means it's certified and it's more energy efficient.
Yeah, and it usually will tell you kind of what you might save, because even there, you could look at 3 or 4 models that are all Energy Star, but one may save you more than another. But it's price differential for you, what you wanna pay, and
Okay, so a lot of the little tips that you gave in here that I did write down, but I forgot the questions I had, the energy person will probably re-explain a lot of it.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's
the good
great to
thing-
use.
The good thing about it too is like they're non-biased, so they're not gonna try to come in and sell you windows or sell you anything. They're gonna literally look at your utility bill and they're gonna go over how can you save on your utility bill. What's the highest what can you do here, and then go down the list. And so I like to recommend it to my customers because I know that they're not in there trying to sell
Because they're
anything.
independent.
They're independent,
Yeah.
they're not selling
Yeah.
anything,
Okay.
they're literally trying to help you save on your utility bill.
Okay.
And we do this in partnership with Cookville Electric and Upper Cumberland. Again, we're one of it's kind of strange, but we're one of those companies that try to get you to use less of our product. I mean,
Well, there's plenty of people to use the rest of it,
Yeah.
especially like what Elon Musk is gonna be doing, he's gonna be taking a bunch of your power.
Yeah.
I want some for the rest.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Well,
This
and
was
you're welcome.
very
I'm
informative.
glad you enjoyed
So
it.
here's the QR code for those that are watching. You can actually use the QR code here and fill out the survey. That is also a paper survey that you can fill out, or you can do it with your phone. It's pretty fast to do. It's a lot shorter if you use the QR code.